Parking access and predatory towing has placed an unnecessary fear on our community and an undue burden for our businesses who are just turning the corner after the pandemic. My grandfather, Bill Hill, used to have a welcoming sign on the side of Lakeside Marketeria that said, "Welcome to beautiful Bronte." And now, many of our visitors are welcome to Bronte by getting their cars towed. I've heard dozens of stories from residents and visitors ending their night at the impound lot on Spears Road. And almost 400 people have signed a petition online, yet all that has been done is a lowering of the impound fee to $270. And your car is still getting towed. We must do better. This would not be acceptable for downtown Oakville or Kerr Village, so why is it happening here? On day one, I'll put together a predatory towing and parking access task force for Bronte so that we can get to the root of the problem. As we are building developments, we are removing prime parking spaces and not replacing them. Further, we do not have a parking plan for Bronte that accounts for its growth. We need to look at best practices that other communities are using, meet with experts, and find short and long-term solutions to our parking access issue. Dan Ross is a transportation planner and parking guru that has worked around the world on parking and transportation issues and happens to be in town. So I sought the opportunity to invite him to Bronte and look at some of our parking issues.
Parking is something that's got to be right-sized for the community. It's about having a plan to get an adequate town-controlled parking in the right places. Not too much, not too little, and it's about managing these spaces that you have more efficiently. For example, you've got public parking downtown on the waterfront, but no one really knows where it is. There's insufficient wayfinding. Guests are never going to find it. Also, you've got lots of parking in some of your commercial areas, but it's not accessible to people who need it and want it. It's private, and you're getting towed. And that's really not how you want to build a downtown or a successful community if you have to worry about getting towed every time you go out to have dinner. In a commercial area like Bronte, the BIA is going to want people to be able to park in one place, visit multiple businesses, walk around the community. One spot, very easy, very sensible, very legible. That's what you want for a successful community.
So yeah, it's certainly, in walking around, it's not that we don't have supply, it's sort of access, and I like your term, right sizing. So getting the right amount of space in the right location and making sure it's available at the right times of day. Like we've seen it's sort of underutilized after 6 p.m., but there's a different crowd that starts coming in looking for restaurants and an evening out, but they need to be able to park somewhere. So what are some of your ideas on how we accomplish that?
Well, there are some public-private partnerships and agreements between the city or the town, for example, and some of these commercial owners where some or a portion of that lot could be used either all throughout the day for public use or especially after 6 p.m. for public use. It's something that, it takes a little bit of work to be able to hammer through these agreements sometimes, but the alternative is building brand new parkades at great expense. Right. And it's just much smarter and much more efficient to use the parking that you've already got.
And then obviously, I'm an urban planner, you're a transportation planner. Having a plan for parking is something that's sort of essential. Right now we don't have a plan that accommodates or forecasts the growth and development that's in the pipeline. There's hundreds of units that have been approved. What are your thoughts on that?
Get a plan. I mean, I don't just say that because it's our bread and butter. I mean, many small communities, many mid-sized communities, it's very common to have a parking plan. You've got to understand how people are using parking around here. What are some of the opportunities? Where's the low-hanging fruit? So, yeah, a parking plan is the first step to knowing what you do and don't have. I mean, you got to know what you know. Yeah. And if you don't know what you don't know, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by today, Dan, and spending time walking around and just brainstorming some of these issues here that are problems that I think can be solved. And things that are great for our community, things that can make Bronte better. And again, thanks for your time.
Well, thanks for having me.
Great. If elected, I'll bring together a task force on Bronte's parking issue on day one. We will consult best practices and experts and create a parking plan, get it in place for Bronte's immediate needs and for the growth and development that's already been approved. We'll get to the root of the problem and plan for the future so that we can be a vibrant village and find solutions, but I need your support. Please vote on October 24th or pre-vote on October 6th to 9th or 11th to 15th. Thank you.